Hello, my name is Jonathan Tesco, and I'm speaking to you from the mountains of Southern California. And in this video, I'm going to cover how to record a guitar with an amplifier. For this example, I am using my Epiphone Les Paul Tribute Plus and my Blackstar HD Club 40, which is a 40-watt tube amp. This is a combo amp, meaning the electronics are in the same unit as the speaker, and there's a single 12-inch speaker inside that gets very loud. I'm going to be using an MXL 550 large condenser mic and a Shure SM58 dynamic mic. Now, there are two main parts to a guitar amplifier, the preamp and the power amp. We've talked about mic preamps in our audio interfaces, and those preamps are designed to boost the signal passing through it without changing or coloring it. The preamp in a guitar amplifier is almost the opposite. Its purpose is to color the sound it receives as it boosts it to appropriate levels for the power amp. The preamps are mainly what give different guitar amps its different sounds and voices. The gain knob on a guitar amp are usually used to dial in the desired amount of distortion we want, because in rock we like distortion on all our guitars. So the other controls in the preamp section include EQs, tone, brightness, presence, etc. They're different on different amps. So after the preamp, the signal goes to the power amp, which boosts the signal to a very high level, capable of driving the speakers, and the control for the power amp section usually consists of a single master volume knob. Now let's talk about our signal flow. So the signal starts with the strings and goes to the pickups, which is our input transducer, changing strings vibrations to an audio signal. It goes through our 1/4 inch TS cable, which is a mono unbalanced signal. It goes into the amp input, where it goes through the preamp and all the EQs, and goes into the power amp, and then into the speaker, which is our output transducer, changing the audio signal to sound pressure waves. And then it goes into the air for a couple inches, and then into our mics, which is our input transducers, changing the sound pressure waves into audio signal. That goes through the XLR cables and into our audio interface, which it passes through the preamp and the analog to digital converter, into the USB cable, and then into the computer and our DAW, and in this case I'm using Cubase, so that's what we're looking at here. Next we'll talk about mic placement, which plays a huge part on the sound that is captured. Condenser mics are better at picking up the high frequencies, while dynamic mics are better at picking up the mids and the low mids. The sound coming out of the speaker is higher in frequency towards the middle, and while it gets lower towards the edge of the speaker. So I have my condenser mic placed in front of the middle of the speaker, while the dynamic is scooted towards one side, aiming roughly at the cone wall. It's amazing how the smallest movements of the mic can change the sound it captures. So to find the sound you like, try moving the mic back and forth like I'm doing here while listening to the headphones. Also changing the axis of the mic changes the sound it captures, and as well as the distance from the speaker. So try experimenting with position, axis, and different types of mic in front of your amp. So one thing not shown in this video is using a room mic. A condenser mic placed in the room with the amp can provide a reverb type feel when it's mixed into the close mic tracks. So for the next part of the video, I'll have 3 mics represented: the close condenser, the close dynamic you see here, as well as a room condenser mic.